Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about how you pushed your ex away. So this is going to be a really helpful video for you guys who are trying to figure out some of the behaviors you may have done to push your ex away. You know, a lot of times you do things that turn your partner off and they don't say anything to you about it. They just let it fester inside, and over time it just keeps building up more and more. Now, the problem with that is that in order to fix a problem, we need to know what it is first, right? If you have a car and there's a problem with the car, you know, you have to know exactly what's going on before you repair it. And what I see from a lot of you guys is that you don't want to do the real work, the proper work. In this analogy, on the car, you don't want to really do the repair that it requires. You just want the quick and easy fix, the cheap fix. But as you can imagine, those don't tend to last. So I have an email here from somebody that has a lot of anxiety, and they aren't even really aware of how their anxiety is affecting their relationship. And you might be in this place as well. So this might be a good time for you to sit back and watch somebody with anxiety, how they play out things in their relationship, and you might see that you did some of these similar things. So I got an email here that I'm just going to get right into. It's from a woman who was dating a guy that was a little bit younger. I think he was about 4 years younger. And she says, "Hi Craig, so my situation seems to be hopeless. I've been with a guy for 2 years. At first, I refused to go out with him because of the age difference. I knew his family wouldn't be okay with me because I'm divorced and I have a child. He told me he was able to convince them after many trials." I'm not sure where she's from, but trials is a funny way of putting it for me. Already you're setting yourself up for some difficulties here, because if you've got somebody's family that isn't willing to accept you because you have a child, there's a good chance they're going to throw a wrench into the relationship at some point. So, let me go on. She says, "I thought everything was good because he always stood by my side and helped me in the most difficult times. I have to admit, I was jealous and possessive of his friends and his family." I gotta tell you guys, being jealous of somebody's friends and family is a good way to destroy your relationship. And I see it. I have a good friend of mine who is doing this with her boyfriend. Constantly stressed out because he has these two female friends. And, you know, he's been single for years where, you know, he could have dated these women, but he's not interested. And she just keeps saying and doing things that is slowly destroying the relationship and, like, in a way, kind of pushing him towards these other women. Now, that hasn't happened yet, but you can bet that I have to keep her in line and tell her not to do that. So, she goes on to say, "He warned me many times, but I continued my clingy, jealous behaviors. One day, he asked his mother to invite me over, but she refused. After that, I felt so sad and insecure about the relationship. I put lots of pressure on him, and we argued every day." Okay, so this is a big one right here. This sentence, to me, is a really good way of seeing the anxiety in a relationship. For whatever reason, the anxiety oftentimes causes a person to put pressure in a situation because it's out of fear. So they pressure to overcompensate for that lack or that need or that anxiety or that desire, right? So listen, I'm going to say it again. I put a lot of pressure on him, and we argued every day, because the more she pressured him, the more he felt this need to push back and fight back. That's why it's so important that you just go with the flow of things and let things go the way they naturally need to go. Oftentimes, it's our anxiety that causes us to push things when they're not ready. I have that one video where I talk about coming on too strong indicates attachment injuries. That's a really good video for you guys, because there are a lot of different things that we do when we have anxiety. Because we're scared, it causes us to force things, to go different ways that we want to go, out of control, and it's a lot of fear is the motivation behind it, and it generally leads to problems most of the time. So let me go on here. She said, "We broke up once, but he gave me another chance to change. He told me it was going to be the last one, but I couldn't change." Unfortunately, this poor woman has a lot of anxiety, and she has lost emotional self-control. She doesn't know how to soothe herself. She doesn't know how to calm her anxiety down. And so her behaviors pushed him away. And then what does she say? "I put lots of pressure on him being engaged because he promised. He told me he didn't want to anymore." Yeah, because your anxiety was causing him to feel trapped. You were pressuring him. You were overcompensating for your fears by trying to trap this guy and make him do something on your terms. And you can't be like that in your relationships. You want to love your partner so that they feel free. And you want that same respect as well. You want them to love you so you can feel free. Obviously, you have boundaries and things that you have to, be accountable for in a relationship. You can't just do whatever you want. But you want to feel like you can be you and they can be them. And acceptance is so critical. You have to learn to accept the other person for who they are, and they need to do it. It's got to be vice versa. You have to appreciate each other's differences, because when you don't, it leads to a lot of negativity, and I want to do an entire video about this. But as you can see, her anxiety is really causing her to do a lot of things that are causing this relationship to self-destruct. She says, "I did not answer his calls for 3 days. He came over and told me, it's over." Sounds like Megatron. "It's over, Prime." She said, "I pleaded, I begged, and I cried. Nothing worked." See that, guys? Even women do the begging and crying. But women know how to do it better. I gotta give them credit. Women sometimes can get what they want using those tears on us guys with that guilt. He said, "I have to understand that it's over. I tried to contact him. He was so distant from me, so I lied and tried to get his attention by telling him," are you ready for the drum roll? "I'm pregnant." Oh, man. Oh, no. No. You don't do that. You don't fake a pregnancy. How long do you think you're going to get away with this? 10 months, if you're lucky? You're really not showing. No. 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 You don't do this. I had a friend that did this, and she was a nightmare. She tried this on a guy one time. I mean, the faking the pregnancy, then sometimes they'll fake losing the baby, and all out of guilt to try and get you to stick around. It's just not going to work. It's going to lead to a lot of bad things. Come on, you can't pull this nonsense. You have to act like an adult. It's no wonder why he wanted to break up with you. Look at your behavior. You have no emotional self-control. You can't act like this. You have to work on yourself and work on your anxiety and your attachment trauma, because you just don't know how to calm yourself or soothe yourself, and your behavior was just very self-destructive. Lying to him was wrong. I have to say it because I have a feeling that some of you out there are sitting there and be like, no, that's not a bad idea. I should try that. No, don't do that. Don't. You can't act like that. Act like an adult. So, she said, I was so angry I came home and fought with my cousin. He tried to intervene and I called the police and he was arrested. He was so angry after that and said I was dead to him. Oh my. You see how quickly this escalated? I mean, this just snowballed fast. I mean, this guy would be, I think this guy would have to be out of his mind to take you back, to be honest with you. Not when you're acting like this. You're not acting like an adult at all. And the root of all of this is separation anxiety. You're afraid. And so it's causing you to get crazy. She said, I was able to get his forgiveness. I also succeeded to create a connection to get out together as we see each other often. He tells me, I miss you, I love you. We hook up, but when I ask him to come back, his answer is no. We've been broken up for 9 months now. When I act distant from him, he becomes crazy, but nothing more. Sure, when you act distant, then it sets off his separation anxiety. Of course. Please, how can I get him back? Is there any chance? Knowing that I regret my mistakes and I changed. I'm so sad and miserable. Well, let's be honest here. You're just saying you've changed. Right? You haven't really done the work yet. Now, that's not to say that you won't, but you're just saying, I've changed, in hopes that he really believes that. And most people see right through that nonsense. Now, if you do the work, he'll be able to sense it if he's willing to give you another chance. But you got to work on your anxiety. You got to figure out what happened in your early childhood that you are so terrified of abandonment, because that's really a lot of what's going on within you. You have to remind yourself that you're an adult now, and you can take care of yourself. You don't need somebody to take care of you. You'll be fine if you get this guy back or if you don't, okay? Keep reminding yourself of that. If you do want him back, here's what I would do. First of all, you need to watch my videos over and over again. You got to really focus on the ones that talk about attachment styles and attachment trauma. That's really going to help you a lot. The other thing you need to really do is back off, woman. You need to back off. You need to give this man some time and space and show him that you're going to be fine without him. You love him and you'd like to work it out, but you're going to be fine without him. You need to show him that. Take the pressure off of him. It sounds like he still does care about you, but he really needs to see that you're not going to do the same behaviors before. And I'm guessing that if you got back with him right now, you would. You'd fall right back into that old pattern. You're going to really need some time and space to work on yourself and for him to feel like he can come to you when he's ready. I do see some signs that he does care and that there's a chance to work this out. But if you don't figure out your anxiety, even if he does give you another chance, you're just going to go back to this self-destructive behavior, and that'll be it for good. So, when you want to get my help personally, go to my website, AskCraig.net. Right on the center of the page, you click on Schedule a Session, and you can do email coaching with me. We can do Skype coaching together, one-on-one for an hour. You really enjoy that. I love doing the Skypes with you guys. Very helpful. If you like the video, put a like on there. And remember to subscribe to the channel because I do post videos Monday through Friday. That's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.